Hi, boys and girls. I am Mrs. Sattler. I am the Gifted and Enrichment Specialist at Mary Hall Elementary. And so I'm here to talk to you about the CogAT test, which will be your day 2 of CogAT testing coming up soon. And so the quantitative is just a fancy word that means math, and it is designed to measure abstract reasoning, quantitative reasoning, and problem-solving skills. Remember, this is a test that's special because it's not a test of things that you have been taught, but it's a test of things that you can figure out. So it's going to show us, your teacher, your parents, how good are you at figuring things out. And also remember that you're not going to know the answers to all of the questions. And so in that case, we use the power of yet so that we don't get frustrated during the test, and we know that we can move on if we get stuck with a problem. So this particular test has 3 parts, just like the verbal part. It has number analogies, number puzzles, and number series. So I'm going to show you a little bit about each one of those sections. The number analogies, it's going to see how well can you use the concepts of addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication to figure out relationships. And so in this one, I'm going to show you how you can find a relationship by looking at the first 2 items in a set. And that's going to help you figure out the missing part. Okay, so I'll show you an example. All right, so let's look at this one. So here we have our first set, and we have a 4. 4 is to 8. So we have to think, okay, well, I know if I double 4, it makes 8. Yay. If I double 2, I get a 4. Ooh, that doesn't work. I'm going to go back and try a different rule. If I add 4, that will give me 8. Okay. If I add 4 to the 2, that will make 6. Oh, now we're talking. So what happens if I add 4 to my 0? It is going to be the rule that I've been trying to figure out, right? So we add 4, then the answer would be 4 because 0 plus 4 makes 4. All right, so that's number analogy. So let me clear the screen, go on to the next one. So the next one is number puzzles. So in this one, really the trick is to know the meaning of equal, and then also know how to plug in different numbers into an equation. So in this one, here we have an equation. Oops, not sure what happened there. Sorry about that. I have a very sensitive mouse. That's what happens. Okay, so in this one, I have a missing number here. So I know if I plug in the 1 plus 7 would make 8, and 8 does not balance my 10, right? Because equal means that this side of my equation needs to balance this side, just like you see here. 5, 2 reds, and 3 blue bears balance 4 yellow and 1 green, right? They both have a value of 5, so that's going to balance it. So I need something that's going to balance this side of the equation so that it also makes 10. So in this case, let's see, 2, and if I add 7 to that, that's going to make a 9. 9 does not balance 10. What about 3? 3 and 7 make 10. Ooh, now we're talking. So this side of my equation has a value of 10, and this side of my equation also has a value of 10. And just, we're used to seeing our equal sign right before we get our answer, but do know that it's okay for it to be out of order. So in other words, look at this equation over here. 16 does balance a 12 plus 4 because 12 and 4 make 16. So again, 16 is going to balance the 12 and the 4 because they have a value of 16 when put together, right? Here's an example of an equation that's false because 13 subtract 7 will not make 8. It's not going to balance that particular equation. Okay, so do know the meaning of equal and do know how to plug numbers into the equation so that you can check. Okay, here's another example where we can plug something in. So we have a rhombus, subtract a number will make 18. So here they're telling me that a rhombus is 26. So I know that this is 26. Now I have to ask myself, 26 subtract what number will give me 18? Okay, so if it's going to be 5, oh no, because 26 subtract 5 is 21, and 21 is not the same as 18. If I subtract 6, well, then I have 20. That still doesn't make 18. If I subtract 7 from this number, then I still don't have 18. So we have to keep plugging in the numbers until we get to our 26. And so if this is 26, what is going to make 18? I'm going to have to, yeah, you're going to have to subtract. And the question is, how much do you have to subtract to make 26? So I'm going to give you a second so you can figure out in your head what the answer might be. Okay? So is it going to be, we know it's not 5, we know it's not 6. So we know in our fact families, if we add, let me get my color right here, 18 and 8, that makes 26, right? This equation. So I know that if I plug in an 8 right here, 26 subtract 8 will make 18. Same numbers in the same family. So remember, not necessarily what you've been taught, but what can you figure out on your own. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear this screen. Go the other way. Okay, so the last part is the number series tips. So here is all about patterns. How good are you at figuring out patterns? Because there's patterns everywhere. So here we have a number series. So here's the numbers that we have: 50, 52, 54. There's a missing number, 58 and 60. So we do need to figure out what the rule is. How am I going from 50 to 52? Okay, so I know my numbers are getting bigger, so I know I'm going to add to my number. Sometimes you have to add and subtract to figure out what's missing. In this case, I think I only need to use one operation, and that's going to be addition. So if I add 50 and 2 more, that's going to make 52. If I add 2 more to that number, 54. If I add 2 more to that number, it's going to be 56. If I add 2 more to that number, it's going to be 58. 2 more, it's going to be 60. So that means that my rule pans out, right? So that's going to be, the rule was to add 2. Okay. So there's one more example for a number series, and that's the beads. Okay, I love the beads. So in this one, it's the same concept. You have a pattern. So this line right here is just lets us know that you've got 5 beads right there. So it just makes it faster for you to count. So if this is 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know I have 9 beads here, and then I have the same number in the next string. Then it looks to me like to get from this string to this one, they removed 3 beads, right? And now I have 6. And since it's 9, 9, 6, 6. So I'm going to do the same thing they did over here, and that's going to be remove 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. So now I have 3, 3. So I'm going to go to my second string here, and I'm going to remove 3. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, I'm out of beads. So what would my answer be? Yes, actually the answer can be no beads. You're out of beads in this example. All right. So that is a quick look on day 2 of testing. And so hopefully you're doing your practices and you're going to do your best on the CogAT because it is a time test. So that's another way that it's different than your typical tests. It's a test that you haven't been taught, and it is timed. But I'm sure that we're all looking forward to knowing what you're good at. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. Stay tuned for the nonverbal part coming up soon.